Welcome to the adventures of Grandpa Nick, Episode 1, The Legend of the Doombari Bird.
Hello, it's Grandpa Nick. Did I ever tell you the story? I was looking for the doombari bird. Very famous, never been heard, never been seen. But the stories were that it lived in a jungle, a very deep jungle, a bit like this. So I hired a boat and I hired a guide. And for 2 days we travelled down the river. And the river got narrower and narrower. And all of a sudden we could see that some of the trees had blue paint on them. My guide, Jose, he didn't like that. I could see he was nervous. So he said, we've got to stop, we'll have to stop. We'll make a camp for the night. So this is what we did, just like this, we made a camp. Well, after we'd made the camp, we had a meal, and it just started to rain. It was making a lovely noise on the canvas. Of course, I'd been very tired and I fell asleep. The last thing I remember going to sleep was that I could hear a boat. Well, I was so tired I didn't really think about it. It wasn't till I woke up in the morning that my guide had disappeared. For some reason, the blue paint had scared him, and I was on my own in the jungle. We didn't have mobile phones then. It was lashing down with rain, and the trouble is, when it rains, the river floods. What am I going to do? Nah. I racked my brains. I know. I'll build a raft. Piece of cake. Got a big knife. I'll build a boat. But I couldn't. Because it had rained, the river was in flood. There was no way I could build a boat. So I thought, well, for the time being, I'd better sit tight and have another cup of tea and have a think about it. The problem was that the river was going to be in flood for days now. I was stuck, I got plenty of fresh water, I got food. What could I do? So behind me I could see a big hill. So I got my compass out, and the compass tells me how to head north. And the compass was saying to go up the hill. So I set off. Oh, it was hot work. I was going up and down, up and down. Oh, it was really, really tiresome and very hot. But as I slowly came to the top of the hill, I got the feeling that I was being watched. But I couldn't see anything and I couldn't hear anything. But I just got that strange feeling. In fact, it made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. So I looked around, I couldn't see anything. And just as I got to the top of the hill, there was a clearing with an old temple made of rocks. Brilliant, I thought. I'll get to the top of there, I'll be able to look all around and see where I've got to head. Just as I got to the top, I could see a village in the far distance. I thought, brilliant, and as I turned round, I stumbled on the rocks and I fell over, rolled all the way down and rolled up against my bag I was carrying. Oh. my ankle really hurt. And in the distance I could hear Wanda Bodo, Gunamana Bodo. And then I heard doombari, doombari. I thought it's a very strange sound. But as I laid there, my ankle was so sore. All of a sudden, I realised, looking down from the top of the tree, was a massive bird in a beautiful blue colour with a massive beak. It was huge. And I was looking at him, and the bird was looking at me, and then with his massive wings, he just floated down. He landed right on my chest. He knocked the wind out of me. And I was looking at the bird thinking, oh no, Grandpa Nick, you've got yourself into trouble. But the bird just stared at me. And I looked at the massive beak, and it just slowly leant forward. And I thought, oh, Grandpa Nick, this is it. We're going to be in big trouble here. And it just gently, just with its big bill, stroked the side of my head very gently. And was just going, doombari, doombari. And then he stroked the other side. And then with that, I could hear voices. And with that, the doombari bird looked up and he looked around. And with one massive flap of its wings, it took off. And with such force, it rolled me over onto my stomach. Oh, my ankle was hurting. And I was there as I was just trying to get my breath back. Well, I was suddenly aware that there were people stood around me. And they were all painted blue. And they were, and they were pointing spears at me. And I thought, oh no, Grandpa Nick, what's happened? This doesn't look good. But one of the men slowly crept forward and he gently rolled me over. And as he rolled me over, they all stepped back. And with one word, they all said, doombari. And they were all looking at me. And on my chest was one big blue feather that the doombari bird must have left behind. And they were all pointing at the feather. Doombari, doombari. I didn't understand what they were saying. I gently looked down and I picked the feather up. And then all of a sudden, by holding the feather, I could understand what the men were saying. They were saying, he's got the doombari feather. He's the doombari king, the king of the doombari. I didn't know what to say. Well, with that, they all gently got round me and they all gently lifted me up. I was, oh, be careful, my ankle. And they very slowly carried me off into the jungle, singing, Gongo lola bala, gongo dula lambodo, dumba, dumbadi, gumbala dumbadi. Wow. They must have carried me for miles. They would occasionally stop and they would give me some water. And then we came to their village. And as they carried me through, everybody was chanting, doombari, doombari. And they put me gently down on a bed. And then a special man came to see me, and a lady. And the man was the king, of the Doombari tribe, and the lady was their doctor. She was a special medicine lady, and she said to me, "Don't worry, Grandpa Nick, we will fix your ankle." And with that she started chanting, "Gondana Guru Gongara Donum Doombari." She gently got the Doombari feather. She brushed it over my ankle. Well, within minutes, my ankle felt better. And the king said to me, "Grandpa Nick, when you feel better, you must come and have some food with us." Well, as you can imagine, one, I was feeling very lucky, but also I was feeling very tired. So I said to the king, "Any chance of a cup of tea?" The king looked at me. Tea? So I opened my bag and I gave him some tea bags, and I said to him, "Put some hot water and then put some milk in. That will be fine." He came back with a lovely cup of tea for me. I drank my tea and I fell into deep sleep. In fact, the next morning I woke up, I thought, was it all a dream? And there they were, all stood round my bed. They were all peering at me. Every now and again somebody would poke me and go, "Ooh, he's a funny colour," because they were all blue. And then the king came to see me. And he said, "Grandpa Nick, you have been honoured by the Doombari bird. This makes you very special. But you can never leave here, because nobody must know about the Doombari bird." And I said, "No, I agree. If people find out that the Doombari bird is actually real, more people will come. And they will hurt the Doombari bird and the jungle." So I thought about it for a while. I had a stroll around the village and my ankle was feeling a lot better, and there were the children playing by the river. Then I had the idea. I said to the king, "I have no wish for anybody to discover the Doombari bird, because I realised it was sacred to them." So I made him a promise. And I said, "You have the promise of Grandpa Nick. You can have this feather. I will leave here and I won't tell anybody." So the king said, "I will think about it." So we went off and they had a big meeting. I could hear people, some people were shouting and some people were laughing. And then in the evening the king came to me and he said, "Grandpa Nick, we have agreed that you can go home, but you must promise you will never tell anybody about the Doombari bird." I said, "You have my promise as Grandpa Nick." So that evening we had a massive feast. We had loads of food. There was loads of dancing. Gundu la la bala, gungu la la bala. They were dancing. It was fantastic. But when it got late, I got tired. And the king said to me, "Grandpa Nick, you drink a lot of tea." And I said, "Well, yes, that's a point, I do." He said, "Try one of our special drinks. It will help you to sleep." And it was lovely. When I tried it, it was very sweet. It was a bit like coconut. drink more, the king said. And everybody stood around and said, "Yes, Grandpa Nick, go on, drink more." So I had some more to drink. Very, very quickly, I fell into a deep, deep sleep. And when I woke up, I was like, oh, fantastic. I had a brilliant night's sleep. And I suddenly realised, this is all a bit rocky. And I suddenly realised I was in a canoe, floating down the river. Well, that's very strange. My bag was there. My ankle felt fine. My compass was still round my neck. And when I got out to look, there was the tiniest little sliver of a feather from the doombari bird, and a little message that said, "Grandpa Nick, remember your promise. Never tell anybody." Well, there you go. I followed the river for a couple of days. Then I came to a big town. And everybody said, "Oh, Grandpa Nick, where have you been?" And I said, "Oh, nowhere." I said, "I've just been out photographing some birds. It was fantastic." And I left the canoe and I went home. And remember, not a word. So if you like this story, please subscribe, like Grandpa Nick's videos, and I'll come back next week and tell you another straight story of some of Grandpa Nick's adventures.